All right. Just going to check to see if we're live here in the Facebook group. All right, guys. So we're doing things a little bit differently today. So good to see you, Joseph. So hey, guys. So because of the Facebook Live lag, if you want to join in the conversation, click the Zoom link, and I'll post it below as well. I'm going to copy the invite link here. So guys, if you want to join using this link, so join the event, post it below. All right. So guys, if you're in the Facebook group, I'm not going to be able to see your comments or questions. So if you do want to interact, come in through the Zoom link, which I just posted down below this video. So I know up until now we've been doing Facebook Lives directly in the group, and I'm just having a lot of lag issues and a lot of breaking up here. So we're just going to try it this way for now. So guys, can you hear me and see me okay? Let me know if there's any issues with the audio. So good to see you, Joseph. Be sure to come in. Be sure to come in through the event link if you'd like to interact. And good to see you, Gabby and Angela. And we're going to get rolling. Cool. So you guys can hear me. And if you're in the Facebook group, let me know if you can hear me as well. But let's talk about it. So guys, as you're rolling in here, be sure to join using the Zoom link. We're now going to be doing Zoom because Facebook, I've had it. And as you guys know, I keep getting broken up and everything keeps getting, you guys are like getting frustrated with that. So, so let's try this. Let's see if we can have a perfect live stream here today. So guys, welcome to the Facebook group if you're brand new to the group. Good to see you here. My name is Lydia Catherine, for those of you who don't know me. Also a board certified hypnotist, now turned sales nerd. So now as a former, I used to have my own hypnosis business on the side. Now, I was able to scale my hypnosis practice to $20,000 months. And now I'm here to show you guys how to do the same. Okay. So you get to, you get the business growth, sort of story from another hypnotist who has done it. So I know the coaching world and coaching principles can be hard to understand for healers and hypnotists because we've been taught sort of the old ways of niching and the old ways of packaging and pricing. And that's the gap that I'm here to help you achieve and discover as well. So welcome to the Six Figure Sphere group. You guys know how I like to start out these, oh, I'm just making sure. Okay, cool. So guys, for those of you who are new, or even if you're not, go ahead and post below, like, what is it you do, and what is your spiritual superpower? What is it that you do? And how do you help people? That's how I like to start out these calls. So this is the time for you to shine and show off. So what is on your resume? We have a lot of different niches in this group. We've got, not niches, but we have a lot of different modalities. We've got hypnotists, psychics, mediums, EFT practitioners. We've got meditation instructors, coaches, shamanic healers. I mean, you name it. QHHT practitioners, RTT. We've got everybody pretty much here in this group. So the great thing is that the strategies that I teach you guys here will actually work for no matter what your modalities are, and no matter what kind of healing profession or business you have. These will work for any business, spiritual business that you have, even if you're B2B or if you're B2C. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay? Like there's no lag or anything, right? Cool. So Erica, psychic medium, welcome to the group. Nice to meet you. And yeah, so psychic medium teacher. Yeah, just drop what you do as you roll in here. And like I said, if you're watching from the Facebook group, if you want to interact, come in through the Zoom link, just because I've had enough of Facebook, and it's probably Spectrum too. So Spectrum's been a headache. So what are we talking about here today? We're talking about why prospects and potential clients don't see the same value that you do inside of your offers. How many of you here have wondered that? So comment on the Facebook Live or comment down below. How many of you here, it doesn't make logical sense. You don't you would jump at your own offer. You would jump at your own program or your own services, but people are like, it sounds nice, right? And it's like, does not compute. This just does not compute, right? Maybe you have or maybe you feel like you have the Holy Grail. You have the Holy Grail of, whatever it is you're helping your clients overcome. How many of you feel this way right now? Like you feel like you see way more value in your offer than your current prospects do? Let me know below. Just comment the word me below if this is you right now. And again, for those of you tuning in the Facebook group, I dropped the link below, so you should be able to get in that way as well. So good to see you guys. Good to see you, Gabby, Erica, Angela. Joseph is here. Good to see you. And Farida, good to see you as well. So yeah, so you guys are resonating with that. Yep. I had the same experience. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, hypnosis can heal all of these things. It's like the last resort. This is the final step. And people would walk away. Right? They walk away. They got to think about it. They got to think about achieving this amazing result. And it didn't make sense to me. And so I had to go in and figure out why this was happening. Okay. So how does this end up showing up in our businesses? If clients and prospects aren't seeing the value, right? How is this showing up in our business? So here's what ends up happening is, first of all, how many of you here feel like your time and energy is being taken advantage of? This was a big pain point for me. I would spend an hour, maybe even two, on these sales calls, discovery calls, strategy calls, and only to get, maybe you're giving them free coaching on these calls. Maybe you're giving them a lot of insight, and it's like you're giving up all this time and energy and resources, and you're not getting that back. How many of you are dealing with that? So it's almost like you give them all this time only to get, let me think about it, or I'll get back to you, right? So Josephus says, usually Zoom doesn't save chats, but your Zoom signal is stronger. Good to hear. I can actually export the chat. So if any of you want the chat, I can actually export the chat as well. Okay. All right. So you feel like you're putting out a lot of energy and you're not getting anything in return. How many of you feel this way right now? Drop the word energy below if you feel like you're putting a lot of energy on your calls in prospecting, and you're just like blindsided because they're like, well, I got to think about it. This is what kept happening to me. Okay, so you guys are resonating with that. Yep. See, because I've been down the road. I'm a healer as well. I was on the side that a lot of you are on coming in here, which is like you've gone down the older path of marketing, but it's not giving you that predictability, right? We're not selling high ticket here. Okay, and that's what we want to shift over to. Okay, so you feel kind of like your energy is being taken advantage of. How many of you here feel like you leave your calls confused? Like you don't know if they're actually going to get back to you, or you don't really know what their concerns are. Like you feel like you're confused when they get off the call. They're like, I'll get back to you. And you're like, really? No, I doubt it. So you're getting off your calls and you're confused. How many of you feel that way right now? Drop the word confused below. If you're coming off your sales calls and strategy calls, not really knowing what to expect. And so you don't even know whether to follow up. Like you don't even know what to do. All you know is that they said no, or they said maybe, right? Maybe you're getting a lot of maybes. Okay. That's also very frustrating. Yeah. So Erica says confused. Okay. And like I said, if you guys are coming in the Facebook group, join the Zoom link. We're going to do things differently going forward since the Facebook Lives weren't working really well. Okay. So how many of you feel, and here's the next way this shows up in your business. If clients don't see the value, you sort of, maybe you find yourself wishing and hoping that you get the close. How many of you show up to calls and drop the word calls below? If you feel like on your sales calls, your discovery calls, your strategy calls, you feel like you're in the place of hoping people close or wishing people close or maybe even needing a close, right? So drop the word calls below if you feel like that's where you are. Okay, so Marie says calls. This was something I used to deal with. I used to hop on these calls and I'm like, oh, like cross my fingers. Like I hope this client closes. And this typically happens because there's not really a solid strategy. You might even have a script, you might even have a strategy, but if you don't feel strongly about it, then chances are you're going to go to default, which is hoping and wishing and wondering if you're going to get the close. Okay. Personally, I've gotten so good at this that I almost know in the first 10 minutes of a call whether I'm going to get the close. Assuming the money's there, right? Assuming the money's there, assuming you've qualified them properly, I pretty much know at the beginning of a call whether first 10, 15 minutes whether we're going to close. Okay. That's how in touch and confident you want to be in your process. How many of you feel like you would like to have that confidence? Drop the word confidence below. If you feel like I want to know, like I'm done wasting my time. Like if you're here, you're probably done wasting your time sitting on calls for an hour, 2 hours, maybe longer, only to get people walking away, keeping you confused, keeping you in the gray area, telling you they'll get back to you and they don't, or they cancel or reschedule, right? How many of you would like to have that confidence where you're like, yep, I know we're in. Like this is going to happen, right? Assuming the money's there. But again, a lot of these qualifiers should be taken, care of in advance. Okay. All right. So the next thing here is if clients aren't seeing the value, what ends up happening is that you feel like you have like no say in the decision making. How many of you feel like it's all on them to choose me? Like you feel like it's a one-way street. Like you have no say. You got to sell yourself. You got to dress it up. You got to make yourself look good. You got to be professional. You got to have the fancy background, right? You got to have all the certifications behind you, right? You got to sell yourself. And it's all up to them to make the decision. How many of you feel like your strategy calls or discovery calls are like one-sided right now? Drop the word one below or the number one. If you feel like it all hinges on them, like you have no say, like almost you feel powerless. How many of you feel kind of powerless on your strategy calls right now? Or maybe even in your sales process altogether? Okay. And again, guys, we're doing things differently. If you're watching from the Facebook group and you want to engage, come in through the Zoom link, which is down below in the comments. Okay. I know this is brand new. I probably blindsided a lot of you. Like, what the heck? Yeah, it was just the video and audio I heard was just horrible from your guys' perspective. So I'm going to try this out and see how this goes going forward. So Erica says one. Any of you else, any others of you feel like right now, like you feel like you have no, like you're powerless, right? It's all up to them to accept and choose me. So this usually ends up happening because you're more of a commodity right now, you're not your own unique category. So you're being shopped around, right? So that can leave you feeling powerless. Okay. Here's another good one, guys. If you feel like clients aren't seeing your value right now, here's another key thing that starts to show up is that it's probably because you're afraid to say no. How many of you are afraid to turn prospects away right now because you just need some income, you have bills to pay, maybe you're full-time in your business or you're not, and you want to be, but you're afraid to say no to people who are not a good fit? So how many of you feel this way? Drop the word no below. If you feel like you're afraid to turn clients away, like your niche is anyone who will pay you. And I'm laughing because I used to be like this too. So how many of you feel like your niche, so to speak, right now is anybody that comes to you and anybody that's willing to pay you? Great, because this can leave you in a powerless place. Okay. When clients don't see the value, this is what ends up happening. We end up having to fight and prove and get approval, right, from people in front of us. Okay. Anybody here ever felt that way? That like you want to be in a position where you can turn people away? How many of you would love to be in a position where you can turn people away? Let me know below. Drop the word turn. If like you would love to be in a position to have that abundance, to be like, not today. Or like if somebody abuses your time, you're like, we'll see if I want to reschedule, That's really the magic of social media, is that you build that abundance. Websites are not going to give you abundance. And I know I've preached on this many times. With a website, you can't build a following. Okay. A following is what positions you as an authority. Okay. Websites no longer position you as an authority. Why? Because a 12-year-old can build a website now. That's the times we live in. Now our competition has changed. So we also need to have an authority, right? All right. So Marie says turn, Angela, it says turn, Erica says turn, Joseph says turn with some music. Yep. So yeah, it's great, right? Like I had a strategy call scheduled for today and they were 30 minutes late and I left at 20 minutes and they're texting me and they want to reschedule. I don't know if I'm going to reschedule, to be honest. I don't need it. I don't like it when people abuse my time or they show up late. It just tells you where their priorities are, right? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong if it's not a priority, but we got to protect our time. Okay. But it's hard to be in that mindset if you don't have the abundance, right? Because naturally, just like if we were out in the wilderness, we're going to go into survival mode if we don't have what we need to take care of ourselves. Okay. All right. So the next thing here is you hear excuses. You feel like after you pitch your price or your program or your services, you feel like you're getting excuses to your offer. Like, I have this bill coming up, or I have a wedding coming up, or I'm moving. I'm speaking from experience because I've heard all of the above. How many of you drop the word excuse below? How many of you feel like you're getting excuses right now? Like you don't believe them. You're like, no, there's something off here. Like they said they love my program. They said they were ready to go. And then all of a sudden you're getting excuses. And I'm just going to check the Facebook group as well. All right. Let's see here. Cool. So we are still live in the Facebook group, looks like. Good stuff. Again, if you want to interact, come in through the Zoom link. Again, it's below in the chat. Okay. So how many of you feel like you're getting excuses? So Joseph says excuses. Yeah, things like, well, I have this coming up. Well, let me think about it. Or I have to process it. This is one of my favorites. How many of you here get things like, I gotta process it. I gotta meditate on it. So if you're working with a lot of spiritual people, you get things like, I gotta meditate on it, I gotta think about it, I gotta process it, which are really kind of excuses actually at the end of the day. And again, leaves you confused. You don't know where they are, you don't know what they're thinking. Next thing you know, you're off the call and you're expecting to hear from them, but your gut is telling you it's over. Like it's pretty much done. Okay. All right. Or maybe you're getting other objections, like I have to think about it. Let's do this. Guys, comment below. What's the number one objection you're dealing with right now that you can't seem to get past? What's the most common objection you're hearing? Are you getting, I got to think about it, I got to process it, I got to talk to my spouse? I got to wait for the full moon, right? All of these things that just make it harder. And really, it's just ends up being a form of procrastination. What is the most common excuse you guys are hearing? Okay, so Freda doesn't do strategy calls. Do you do another kind of call? Do you do kind of a discovery call or clarity call? At the end of the day, they're all sales calls. So how do you onboard clients? Do you have some sort of call that you do with them? Okay. And I know in the chat here, I'm going to pull up the chat because a lot of you guys answered this already. Let's see here. So a few of you put, for the most common excuses you get are, Mary Kate says it's always money. They say well, they will have it, or they don't follow through. Okay. Hey, Farida, yeah, I mean, you can do that for single sessions, but if you want to sell a program, right, we're talking about high ticket sales. In this group, we teach how to do high ticket sales for hypnotists and healers. When you get above $1,000, that's not going to work so well, right? People aren't going to be just, here's $1,000, let's go. Unless they're a referral, right? Unless they're a really good hot lead. What we teach here is actually how to sell high ticket. Okay, so not per session, not your programs for peanuts is what I say. So yeah, I talk to a lot of you who come in here and people book a session at a time from your website, which is fine. If that's working for you, that's awesome. But if you want to make more income and you want to charge for your value instead of your time, that's what we're talking about here. So when we start doing these calls, this is what ends up happening. So Marie says, money is the number one. Yeah. Yep. Specifically what, Marie? Like, they don't have it, they're going to get it. They have something coming up, other obligations. Like, what specifically is the excuse you're hearing? Farida says, if you sell chunk, they won't buy. They will buy. I sold $6,000 hypnosis programs for the last 5 years. They will buy. Chances are it's your conversation. The conversation you're having isn't connecting to them. And that's what we're here to talk about. Why aren't they seeing the value? So we got to figure out why that's not happening. Yeah, they will buy. I mean, I've done it for years. My current clients are selling high ticket programs. It sounds like either one, you're not in front of the right people, or two, you're in front of the right people and they don't see the value, or it could be a mixture of both. So that's what that's telling you. Okay, so Marie says they have other obligations. Yeah, so there's something else going on there. I would question that. Okay. All right, let's go forward here. So how many of you feel like, so the next thing here is if clients don't see the value, you end up getting shopped around. So how many of you feel like you're getting compared to other hypnotists and healers right now? So drop the word shop below. If you feel like right now, like you're getting compared to, like maybe you talk to a prospect and they're like, well, I paid this much before, or I didn't know it was going to cost that much, right? Hey, Tiffany, good to see you. Washing dishes, so you might not engage. That's all good. Just let me know if you have some questions here. Guys, feel free to drop your questions too as we go here. This is an opportunity for you to get coaching as well. And again, if you're watching from the Facebook group, be sure to join in through the Zoom link if you want to engage. Okay. So how many of you feel like you're getting shopped around right now? So like you feel like you can't name your price. So you're comparing what you're charging with other hypnotists and healers. Maybe you're looking at other hypnotists, what they're charging, what other healers are charging, because you can't really name your price right now. And this is because you're selling your time instead of for the value. Okay. So how many of you would love if you could name your own price? Like drop the word price below. If you feel like you wish you could charge for the value and name your own price, right? Tiffany said, conversation I feel like is the thing that I need to get better at. Most people I'm meeting need it, but are not making actual connection. Yeah, so they're not seeing what's in it for them yet. There's something missing. So Joseph says price. Yeah, how many of you would love to just be like, here's my price. This is it, 5K, 3K, 8K, 10K, 6K, whatever, right? All right. And then finally, last thing here is what ends up happening is if clients don't see the value, is that you may be feeling like right now you're asking for too much. How many of you feel like you're asking for too much money right now? There's this feeling of maybe I'm too high, maybe my prices are too high. Farida says, don't have a program as of now, but I think I'm going to. Yeah, I mean, right? Because what ends up happening is if you're selling a session at a time, you have a revolving door, and then you don't have predictability, right? So you don't know when the next client's going to come. You hope your calendar's filled for the next 2 weeks, right? Like it's kind of unpredictable when you do it that way. It's not something I ever did. I mean, and certainly I would imagine, Farida, that I'm sure you have more to offer to your clients, to one client than one session, I'm sure, right? So why not? Let's scroll back up here. Marie says, I feel very comfortable in the conversation. I'm not getting enough prospects on calls. Okay, so Marie, your bottleneck is getting calls on the books. So what that tells me is like you just don't have enough, you're not in front of enough people, is what I'm hearing. Or you're in front of enough people and you're not able to convert them to a call. So there's a couple different bottlenecks. Also could be a messaging bottleneck, right? Like, so the way your business flow works, right? It's kind of like a hose, right? So you got a hose, and if you have multiple knots in this hose, right, this knot is going to affect, even if you get out this knot, there's going to be another knot, right? And so that's why we call them bottlenecks, right? Because if you're having this bottleneck here in conversion, so you're having a bottleneck in your conversions right now, there's some bottleneck before that. Is it a messaging issue? Is it you don't have enough leads issue? Is it a volume issue? Is it a conversion issue? So we got to look at all of these steps leading up to that, right? Tiffany says, yeah, I doubt one-to-one pricing even. I doubt one-on-one pricing even. Tiffany, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Let me know. Marissa's not in front of enough people, leads and messaging. Okay, so we need volume. So it sounds like volume is an issue. And then because what's affecting the volume is the messaging. So can you see how it is so important to keep track of all of these bottlenecks? And if you're not, I highly recommend you have like a spreadsheet or something like that to track all of this. Like I have a spreadsheet that tracks all of this. Okay. Well, Marie, that's good to know. So at least you're aware of those bottlenecks. You know where the bottleneck is. We teach 2 different methods of building an audience, which is organic and paid. So there's 2 ways to do this. The organic method we teach is not going into Facebook groups. That's not going to get the abundance that you need. Again, that's more, I don't like it. It's more of the chasing dynamic versus, I personally, I don't like poaching in places where I don't have permission. So that was my take on that. There's a different organic strategy that I teach to build your email list really fast. It works really well. I put out a post earlier this week if you wanted to know more about that. If you want to know more about that, drop, if you want in on that, I'll keep it open till the end of the week. Drop the word, organic below if you want to know more about my organic process. If you want to know more about that, I'll keep that offer open till the end of the week to book that and find more about that. Okay. All right, cool. So I'll keep you guys in mind here and I will reach out to you guys. If we're not already friends on Facebook, just go ahead and friend request me. That way we don't get dumped into the spam box. So just friend request me on Facebook, and that way we'll be able to connect, and I'll walk you through the organic strategy that I use and my other clients use. As you guys saw, Deanna. So Deanna, her email went out last week. She made $9,000 using this organic strategy in a matter of about 3 weeks. So she killed it. So it's a really great strategy. It does passive income as well as builds clients, build your audience. And I used it to get my business off the ground without ads. So really great strategy. So I'll make a note of you 3. And if any of you guys are watching from the Facebook group, comment through the Zoom link or comment on the Facebook Live organic, and I will reach out to you. All right. So let's talk about what needs to change here. So what I just went through is what ends up coming up in your business and showing up in your business if clients don't see the value. Okay. So what do we got to change here? Okay. So first thing here that needs to change, and this is like an obvious one, but oddly enough, I talked to a lot of healers and hypnotists who are doing this, okay? So first thing is you gotta stop discounting. No more special rates, no more discounting, and no more lowering the playing field, okay? A lot of you on your calls are looking to see what's affordable. What is affordable for them? What is affordable is like, what does that even mean? What money do they have laying around? Nobody's gonna have money laying around. When I was having bad acid reflux, I didn't have $4,000 hanging around to fix my gut for a naturopath, right? I made that shit happen, right? Because I needed the help, right? And so don't you want to work with those clients who are going to make it happen and aren't just waiting for money to show up, right? How many of you drop the word playing field, drop playing field below if you want to attract clients who are going to step up versus you having to step down? So drop the word playing field below. If you want clients who are going to play on your level, who are going to step up, who are going to commit, and you aren't looking for a discount or for freebies or, you know, special like insurance. Do you take insurance? Right? Here's the thing about these people, guys. I'm going to tell you something right now. And I want you to like grain this into your head. Freebie seekers, discount seekers, okay? Insurance seekers. They're the worst client to bring on board. And here's why. Because they will never be happy until it's free. They will never be satisfied until it's free or discounted. Is that the type of client you want to work with? They will never be satisfied unless you fit into my box. You need to be this price. You need to be this price. Okay. That's those people. Okay. So don't you want clients who are going to step up and they're going to be like, what do I have to do to make this happen? Now's the time. Tell me what I need to do. How much is it going to cost me? Right. Yeah, Marie says freebie and discount seekers are the worst clients to bring on. They never are satisfied. Exactly. And their level of demandingness from you goes up. So everything for you goes down. Income goes down. Your availability goes down. Your, what's the word I'm thinking of? Your lifetime value the client gives you goes down. Everything goes down and the demandingness from that client goes up. That's what ends up happening. Yeah. These people are very demanding, especially once you cave. The minute you cave and you're like, look, I'll give it to you for this much, they got you. Now they will abuse your time or they'll just cancel or they won't show up. They'll reschedule because you just basically said, hey, I'm a fraud. I'm not going to stick to my guns. I'll do what I have to get you in the program. So everything for you goes down, except your time investment goes up and their demandingness goes up. They will never be happy unless it's free. Okay, or discounted or whatever it is. Insurance, whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah. And it's, yeah. So Marie added, when you cave in, they abuse you over and over. Yeah. You've given them control though. You've given away your control. You're not no longer in the lead. Okay. So huge thing here. No more discounting. No more, if you want to get away from insurance, stop that. Put it out like a fire. Like just get rid of it. Okay. All right. People will pay you. I know a lot of you guys come in here into the group and you're like, no, that won't happen. People won't pay me. Can really people pay $5,000 for this? Yes, 100%. Okay. I had a hypnosis client who had invested close to $15,000 with me. I had to let him go because I no longer serve that niche. He was ready to go. He was ready to recommit. And I was like, loved serving you. It's not my niche anymore. I would hate for you to invest in me when my heart's not in him anymore. Gave the rest of my hypnosis clients away. He was ready to go, right? He saw the value. Okay. When clients see the value, it doesn't matter. They will come at you. They will be asking you, how soon can we get started? How many of you would love that? Clients asking, instead of showing up and ending the call in fear, them asking, when can we get started? And that's after you've named your price. Isn't that such a better feeling, right? Not ending the call on fear. Okay. Just want to make sure we're still in the group here. All right. All right. So that's the first thing we need to undo. And this is something you can stop right now. You can stop this right now. This is something you can change right now. You don't need any kind of system to stop discounting yourself. Just stop doing it and stay committed to yourself. Okay. All right. Marie says she's ready for those clients. Cool. All right. Next thing, take notes, guys. You sell and pitch the modality and your time. Stop pitching your time. Stop pitching the modality. People don't care about the drill. They want the hole in the wall. Okay. So if clients aren't seeing the value, is because you're putting the value on your time. You're putting the value on the modality. And that's exactly where they're going to put the value. Okay. So that means you got to show up for every dollar. That means you're going to put a lot of emphasis on the tool to work. So of course, now you're under the gun. Now you're under pressure to deliver, right? Versus them having to take some responsibility as well. Angela says, yes, ready to have those clients that will step up. Love it. Well, let's get them. Let's bring them in. I think we're talking Angela next week. So we'll talk about bringing those people to you. Marie says you sell and pitch the modality and time. Yeah, don't do that. Don't pitch that anymore. Because that's exactly what's going to happen. No. You don't want to sell the tool either. Don't sell the tool. Nope. Because now a tool has to work, right? So where do you want the value to be, right? Okay. This is another big one. Okay. All right. Now here's a third one here. Okay. Erica says, I'm not understanding. Can you give an example? An example. Here's an example. So if somebody's like, okay, what's the process look like? And you're like, okay, I'll be working with you. We'll be meeting 6 sessions. And every single session, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little hypnosis. We're going to do blah, blah, blah. That's pitching the modality in your time. That you want to stop. Because now they're like, okay, cool. So your time is the valuable thing here. Okay, cool. That's what I'm buying here is your time. I'm buying the modality. I'm buying your time. Okay. That's not the way we sell value. Okay. A value-based pricing conversation is going to be completely different. So what do you pitch? Basically your process. You just pitch your process. That's it. That's it. That's all you pitch. In fact, I have a special training on how to specifically build your pitch. If you don't know what your pitch is or you're winging your pitch, chances are you have got to really focus on just selling the process. And actually, you need to fine tune your pitch as well. Okay. All right. And if you want to know more what that looks like, drop the word pitch below, and then I'll know to reach out to you about that as well. This is very important. This is one key place I focus on with my business owners that most other programs don't, is actually building out a solid pitch that is going to resonate with your clients and that it makes emotional and logical sense for your clients. Okay. A lot of us here, and I used to do this too. I used to be guilty of this. Our pitch actually confuses them. Our pitch confuses them. So how many of you feel like you might be getting objections because your pitch actually confuses your audience? It's like too much, too many pricing, payment plans, too many, I don't know, all this sciencey language. It's just, you're confusing. Okay? I used to do this too. That's why I think it's funny, because I just remember those days. Okay. All right. Last but not least here, point number 4 here. Thing to change right now. I'm sorry, I think this is number 3. I think we're at number. Yes, this is number 3. Okay. If you're coming here's an obvious one, okay, but maybe not so obvious. If you're coming off too salesy, automatically you've lost the value from the get-go. So if you're being too salesy, and here's a great example. I look at a lot of my clients, I look at their DM conversations. I actually review their social media DMs. And if you come off in any way too overeager, or you pitch way too soon, you're going to be salesy, and they label you, and now you got to fight that. Now you're going to have to fight to get them on a call. And this is something I've seen happen over and over again. I used to have issues in the DMs. How many of you drop the word DM below if you're currently DMing people on Facebook or maybe Instagram or something, and they're not really converting? Like, you're having conversations, but people are like, you feel like you got to chase them down. They're like running away. And usually it's because in some way you are coming off too salesy. Okay. So drop the word DM below if you're doing this right now. And you want to get to the point where like they are chasing you. Don't you want prospects like, hey, when can we talk? Hey, I need to go now. When are you available? Right? That is a strategy inside of the DMs itself. Okay. In fact, a great story for those of you guys who haven't seen it. Susie is a modern day witch, and she came on board with us late last year. And on her kickoff call, I actually helped her with a DM conversation, and she booked the client the next day. She had a client on day one. All we fixed was her DMs. So your DM is your conversion tool, right? So a lot of you your bottleneck maybe in your conversions. Maybe you have an audience, but you're not able to get them onto a call. You don't know how to do that. So we fixed that. Boom, got her on a call. Boom, got our first client. So it's amazing how quickly the floodgates can open when you finally like start to fix these things. You stop pitching too soon. You stop talking about your program in the DMs. You stop discounting yourself. You stop trying to lower the playing field. You stop selling your time. Stop pitching your time. And finally, last thing here, okay. This is an energetic one. Okay. You guys ready for the fourth one? Let me know if you're still here. I know we're going at 45 minutes here. Drop the number 4 below if you're ready for this last one here. And I'm going to get a drink of water. Looks like we're still live in the group. So, hey, Frey, good to see you. Good to see you, Frey and Laura. Yeah, guys, so just heads up if you want to interact. Going forward, come in through the Zoom. Going forward, this seems like we're getting a better connection this way. Okay. But if you're on the Facebook group, that's totally fine as well. I just won't be able to see your questions. Okay. All right. So last one here, guys, and then we'll be on our way. If you feel like, okay, Marie, good to see you here. I'll reach out to you. I think you wanted more information about the organic process, so I'll reach out to you via Messenger, probably maybe tomorrow. So just keep an eye on that. And last one here, guys, is that you feel like you need them more than they need you. Let's have an honest assessment here. How many of you feel like right now you kind of need your clients more than they need you? Drop the word clients below if you feel this way. And don't be ashamed of this, guys. Okay. Even I kind of drift in there sometimes, right? Like we all have hard months. Okay. So the key here is just to be like totally brutally self-honest. How many of you feel like right now, honestly, if I sort of dig deep, I feel like I kind of need them more than they need me. And this comes off in very subtle ways. Okay. This can come off in like pitching too soon, right? It can come off in giving people too many discounts or too many different ways to pay you, right? You can seem overeager, right? And what ends up happening, just like a lot of you know, because a lot of you are energy healers, it sends them the opposite direction. It just, the energetically, it's like that, the battery, right? It just goes the other direction. The magnet pushes them the other direction. So how can we get ourselves out of that is really honestly, guys, abundance. Abundance is going to get you out of needing to close the next sale or close the next client. You need the abundance. Okay. And the abundance comes from having your own tribe, your own audience. That's something that we teach here is how to do that. But if you feel like it's a scarcity thing right now, chances are you need more calls on the books. And if you need more calls on the books, you probably need a bigger presence. If you need a presence, you probably need a better marketing tool, right? So here we go with the hose again. If we have too many knots in these hose, we gotta unravel all these knots. Okay. So guys, we have a few questions, a little time here. Questions on any of this, guys? Was this valuable? Let me know. Drop the word value below if this was valuable. I know some of you are in the Facebook group. Was this helpful for you guys? Let me know just by dropping the word value or a thumbs up or a heart, just like Marie did. Appreciate you guys for being here as well, being part of this community. You know, it's really my mission here is to make us rich. I think us as healers and hypnotists, we deserve the abundance. Guys, we've done the work on ourselves. We're here to make the world a better place. Are you guys vibing with me? Are you feeling my energy right now? You guys feeling my energy right now? We deserve to be rich, okay? Now, obviously, you deserve what you serve, so we got to put in the work. But look, we've done the work on ourselves. We deserve to have the abundance, okay? Like we shouldn't be struggling here. It's not right, okay? So for a lot of you, it has nothing to do with you as a person. It's just we need a better strategy. We need a better marketing tool. We need a better sales call. We need to get in front of better leads, whatever the roadblock is for you. We deserve abundance, just like everyone else. We deserve to be paid. We deserve to be able to take care of ourselves, okay? And have the abundance and live the life we want. So great conversation here, guys. I'll reach out to those of you who wanted to know more about the organic strategy we have. Again, I'm going to close the doors on that on Friday. So if you do want to know more about the organic strategy I teach that allowed Deanna to make 8,000 roughly in the last 3 weeks, drop the word organic below. I'll check the Facebook group too if you're there. And that's it for today, guys. Great seeing you here. Drop any questions you have below. If you're watching the replay, also feel free to comment below. So guys, great having you here. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you later inside the group. Bye-bye now.